One and all, the night show begins shortly. Well, I hope you're singing it well on your phone, Margus. And then, welcome to the night show. I'm your host, your Grand MC, your night of entertainment, the one, the only TK Diz, Isaac, Quickstep, Aeon, Orion. You know what you can call me. I am your night host, the one who reads the night song, who travels through. It's King Red today. It's to push back the sorrow and put a smile on everyone's faces. And we're continuing our Final Fantasy 14 adventure, where we're definitely going to be planning to do something. Okay, sorry, I'm just thinking, what do we do? Are we gonna try to do PvP real quick or see what's up? Because I think they have fishing in a little bit. So I don't think anyone's gonna be able to join us for raids or anything. Yeah, I'm wondering what's the best option to go for here. Do we want to try to do PvP real quick? Because I think they have fishing in 20, and I don't have fishing unlocked, nor do I want to do fishing. You know, F it. We'll do some PvP and go from there. I don't know where I'm going. Let's just return. We don't really have that much we need to be doing right here, right this minute. Let's warp over here. Just confirming about the fishing. Damn, not getting any luck with selling anything new. Damn. Well, at least I can always sell these items. Alright, so yeah, let's do some PvP. Want to get this Dragoon up as high as I can. He's almost max. He's almost 50, which will get our first. We'll start buying our first set of tomb gear for him, and probably a better speed. Wow, that was instant Q. Because we're still using a level 31 spear. We are 48. This is why I love the champs. They're a fun group. Just zoom out a little. I'm not doing well on the points, but it's early. Anyway, it's reading the chats. The chats. Chats, it's context from yesterday. Hmm. Mm. I shouldn't be getting myself distracted by the chat. I thought I used Sky Shadow there. So for anyone who's curious about what I'm typing, isn't looking at the chat, one of the voice actors in this game, Jonathan Bailey as Slash. Slash prop. He's a character in Wicked. Voices one of the characters in Wicked. I know I'm being quiet. Not much to say. Kill the white mage. Good job, everybody. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can also tell my voice is a little off. As I said in the chat, I'm getting over a cold. I'll say that even on the for the stream for those who didn't get when he said no regrets. Anyone get the joke? What I'm saying, not even a single letter. Yeah, text jokes don't always work. Well, I'm just dying. But hey, this is over. It's over. If we even have any time to hit red, nope. Hey, we level 50. Means time to buy some new shit. Although it looks like not as more new than not as completely new as I think, because I actually think I spent a good amount of my poetics yesterday, so I don't have that much. And there goes my mouse. Thankfully, it didn't break. All right. But yeah, let's buy some ironwork gear, like a spear. No, I did buy that. I just apparently can buy a second one. What's weird is I feel like I should have some of this gear already, but I think I might have sold it. Well, at least he looks better. All right. Not bad looking spear. All right. But we're not gonna stick into this look right now. Yeah, we're looking with this page. All right. Let's try the section trial. So we'll get something nice and easy. Because we do still want to do our Aether Wells, and well, trials were the closest at, but it's almost now I've completely lost the flow of the chat. Yep. Yep. Like I said in the chat, I have no idea what they're talking about with all this wrestling stuff. All good shows, all admit. What did I type in there? I mean, I don't know what I typed in there. I don't know if anyone sees the chat. All right. I'm probably wasting. I don't think anyone's into it, so let's try doing a trial. So let's go. Hopefully we get something nice and easy though. All right, what do we get for the trial? Oh, Shiva. She really is one of the common. I feel like we don't get to see a lot too much the idea that characters could be primals. Now, I still say I will admit I don't have this person memorized, this fight memorized, even though I will say I have done this recently, but I don't think Shiva's that crazy either. I mean, what, we've already got her. Kill the ice soldiers. I think she's gonna go for a diamond dust. Oh, we're frozen. Yep, diamond dust. Ah, damn, I've been hit twice. Boom. Is it? Hey, we got a player recommendation. Damn, we got three. And now we're at 7,000. 7,000. If we keep this up, it also means we'll at least be done with trials. Trials and alliance raids. That's what I need to. That's all right. While we wait for Slash, let's go see if maybe we can unlock another raid. Ah, no, let's teleport to Idleshire. It's technically closer. So that's how this guy flies. Now what you got for me, Biggs? Bleeding Hells, face to face with the head of the Illuminati? Sounds like he had quite an adventure, and this Alexander initiative has got me wondering. Do you reckon it might be the Giant's name? No, a sign of the core, though. Well, we'll just have to look further in. I'll let the chief know anyway. We have it here, mid and round rocks are safe, too. Those two haven't stopped talking about the machine since they got back. Can't say I'd ever thought of junk as pretty, but each to their own. Alright. Big seems eager to forge further into the machine. Crest, Alex, ready to go having another go at finding the Giant's core? Oh, it's good you. Oi, Wedge. Stop listening to that bloody link, Pearl. We've barged through the Illuminati's front door. They know we've broken their code. But I just this moment intercepted new communications. If you give me a moment to, there it says, "Oh, death to Uplanders, death to Uplanders." Ahem. I think we may have started a war. Well, it wouldn't be the first time, and it won't be the last. The Cup of the Father now accessible. All right. Looks like we got the next the raid series. You have now access to the Cup of the Father. Gordias can be accessed via the entrance in the Maker's Quarter. Let's remove that. All right, and just to show you what I mean. Wait, no, I want raids. Not around one. Heaven's Ward. Yep, the Cup of the Father. And yes, Biggs, it's the name of the giant. All right then. Well, then let's go back to Kirigane. Every time. And wait, no. So we can start on unlocking the next part of our Alliance raid. Because we're not quite to the end of the Alliance raids here. And I hope with everything we've done with the raids, actually. Let me just show. Duty Finders right here. So we've done Void Ark, Weeping City, Dunscape. We haven't actually done Labyrinth yet. But we've done World of Darkness and Sycarus Tower. These are apparently different than all the others. Stormblood, we've only unlocked these two, but done them now. Shadowbringer, we've done every one of these. Endwalker, admittedly. Oh no, this is Endwalker, so we still have this one. So yeah, we haven't done the first one. I'm hoping we'll start getting the God ones soon. And after that, well, we've done Juno, and we haven't done Second Walk though. Another adventure under our belts. Hey, Crest Alex, I'd best put pen to page before the details fade. Leza and Nalco. One would think our discovery is more than sufficient to prove the Lex Tales claims, at least with regards to Avalis's existence. But something tells me that until Genomus has proof that his ancestors were not the heretics the church painted them to be, he will not rest. Then there's the curious case of Ramza. At almost throat one room, all sisters dearest the next. He was like a different person when he came to, yet I seem to be alone in wondering exactly what happened to him back at the lighthouse. If you ask this lady, he must have taken quite some bump in the head when he fell. I don't mind that. Then again, it didn't take him long to turn back into his spiteful little self, so all's well that ends well. Oh, I forgot to do this. And you know what? Before we do anything else with this, let's actually put these in. And because I can see we have. For anyone who's curious, why don't I do anything with this chest I have here? That's just going to give me another Dark Knight weapon, which I don't need at the moment. Alright, armor. Perfect. Purchase. Now open the armory chest. Not you. As we can see, I'm kind of full on certain gear. Uh, get rid of all my low-level gladiator gear. Mm. And that I'm far away from needing it. What class is using? Oh, my Reaper. Not selling that. So this gear I should go put somewhere. I think I can get rid of this too. We'll keep that because once that gets going, we'll need it. Yeah, I'm just selling shit now. All right, though. I think that's enough for what I needed it for. So let's sell that. Mm, Nah, we'll put it in. Place the armory crest. All right, did what I came here for. The word look on Minna Mel Weeth's face suggests she bears grade tonics or not. Greetings and salutations, Crest Alex. I suppose you were wondering whether or not the good Geonomus has finally determined where in the world our next adventure is to take us. The good news is he has. The bad news, however, now, we're not in my nature to be sensational. Sensationalism is in my job description. So please bear with me when I tell you not all is right aboard the airship Lexington. Something about Alma has me deeply worried. I would not trust this information in the hand of my publisher, yet alone some solemn gate card. Shall we continue our conversation on the Prima Vista away from the inquisitive years? Gate guard? Yes. The shuttle pilot? Should I prepare the shuttle for you, my lord? Yep. The question is then, where exactly did Rom send his fellowship journey next? Crestox, what do we owe this unexpected visit? I had not planned on summoning you for another several turns of the sun. Apologize if we have caused you any worry. Suppose one I can't allow a reporter in their midst and not expect her to report what she sees, though I did expect a tad more discretion from Miss Melora. Uh, Alma has of late been experiencing difficulties with her health. Shurgons have been calling upon to discern what exactly it is that ails her, but as far as they can tell, there is nothing physically wrong with my sister. The consensus is the rigors of an extended stay in a foreign land have taken their toll on her fragile heart. She was not like this before. Crestox, when did you? Alma, I'm fine, brother. It's obvious you are not. You must return to your chambers and rest. Damn, when did Ramza have this kind of side to him? Forgive me. Perhaps we shall speak again once I regain my strength. Till then, please look after my father. Now then, where are we? Ah, yes, the matter of our next expedition. As we discovered during our most recent foray into the Esther Sands, the Dalmasca capital of Ravenasta appears to lie upon the ruins of what can only be the royal city of Lesia, ancient capital of the lost kingdom of Avalis. Shortly after we stumble upon the remnants of the legendary clockwork city of Gorg, cleverly repurposed into a lighthouse overlooking the Redonia cataract, remnants which now sit suspended above the fathomless chasm. What is that in the background? Lesia God, what have they in common, you ask? I shall tell you, they both appear in my ancestors' account of the rise of Avalis, the Dural Papers. And with each new discovery, this forbidden chronicle is now proving well, this legend to be more than fairy tale. There's no doubt denying the proof. That is, but it is a matter of time before scholars and historians from across the realm come to the same conclusion. But as you are all aware, my aim was never to simply prove the existence of Avalis. No, I shall not rest till I reveal the truth of young Ramzo's role in King Delita's ascension, and cleared my ancestor Oran Doral of the false accusations made against him by the church. Should we not see to Alma first? Kurgan's Shurdans would have us believe she is in no immediate danger, as her illness is not one of body, but of mind. To borrow their words, her spirit is in a state of unbalance and merely requires time to right itself. Alma will be as fine as long as she remains in bed. The last thing she needs is any more further excitement, especially at the paws of those meddlesome mole bats. He still says, "Hey, my oh my, you missed the trial and the PvP. I must admit, both Monblack and his brother have proven more useful than I would ever have dared to imagine. When it comes to usefulness, I am first in the field, or was it furious in the field? Would you feel my fair hero? Kupo, I'm sorry. Also, hello, goodbye. Damn, my oh my. And you wonder why Ramza despises you so, brother. They do all the work, and all you do is jest. Kupo. But you are mistaken, Hurdy. I bear neither you nor your brother any ill will, any further ill will, that is. If anything, I owe you my thanks for your recent contributions. I know, I just wasn't expecting the hello, goodbye. Yes, thanks. Are you hearing what I'm hearing? What happened to the venom-spitting adder we all used to know and hate? Well, it's not Joffrey, even though he wants to come a close second. Almost certainly seems pleased with the change, but forgive me for not buying into this all too convenient transformation. Where's the original streamer? I don't know what you're talking about. Who's the original? There's only ever been one nut host. Simply showing the world that Avalis actually existed will not validate the claims chronicled in the Doral papers. That is correct, Father. The key lies with Ramza Beliveau. We can find evidence of his hidden role in history. It will prove Oran's testimony true and safeguard our family name from ridicule. That's because, unfortunately, I'm a little sick at the moment. My throat's a little off. But hey, here on the night show, we're still here to tell our tales, to entertain and push back that light known as sorrow. This is why I turn the focus of my research to it's a forgotten companion his action during the War of the Lions. If only then I discovered something more intriguing, an underlying struggle with an unknown force, a force with the power to bring about calamitous ruin. This shouldn't say we're still playing Pokemon. If it does, I'm very concerned. Oracite, the twisted abominations we encounter involve Leslia and Gorg, the Lu Cavi. They are born of these unholy crystals. When nobles of the north and south squabbled over Avalis's crown, Ramza silently sought to rid the world of a darker evil. Well, evil manifest. Well, right now, if you want Pokemon, you can wait till later this week. Ramza silently sought to rid the world of a darker evil manifest from the devious desire of men and a woman whose mind had fallen prey to the outer or sight. With each confrontation did Ramza's fellowship grow smaller, countless companions lost to a cause that would go unwritten. Yet there was far more important than any clash of armies, and so they did endure, reaching their until reaching their final destination, the Orbani Monastery. I know this one. The Orbani Monastery is where Princess Ovidea was raised. There's a scene about it in the Zodiac Brave story. I don't even know how to react to that icon. After Delita emerged victorious in his final campaign, he married the princess to legitimize his claim to the throne of Avalis. Spoilers for Final Fantasy Tactics! I see someone has been paying attention. But I don't understand. Why would Ramza's crusade against the Lu Cavi take him back there? According to the Doral papers, the sinister being who engendered the Aurite has said to have slumbered beneath the monastery. But who or what would have the means to create something so powerful? He's being treated well. Ultima, the High Seraph. A seraph, what's a seraph? Seraphs are believed by some to be the servants of gods, divine beings whose only purpose is to carry out the will of their immortal masters. As to whether or not Ultima can claim this title, however, I cannot say. But as there are those who chose to worship Ultima and her otherworldly might, there were equally as many who feared the visitors and her deadly magics, often referring to as the angel of blood for the carnage left in her wake. When he reaches 36. Don't worry, I'm trying to save as much as I can for the stream, so I haven't been playing too much Legends Arceus myself. Interesting. What if the spell Alex claims to have experienced in the Praetorium, consistently also called Ultima, was in fact an Alganian interpretation of the very magics introduced to Hydaelyn by the High Seraph? I need a drink. But that would mean, what would that mean? Ugh, that didn't go down well. I've spoken with several colleagues back in Lane regarding their opinions on the ancient incantation. While they have little to show for their research, they all agree on one thing: the matter in which Ultima through the manifest should not be possible, at least on Hydaelyn. I need to check something, guys. Turn on. Alright, I'm back. So it naturally would make sense if we discover the aliens learned the spell from being not of this dimensional plane. As to exactly how they convinced the being to impart that knowledge onto them, not of this plane. What matter of creature are we talking about there? Here. Likely one similar to Omega. How long have you been listening from the shadows, my friend? Long enough. I'm here to deliver the item Mitiko requested. Sid, there was no need of you to deliver it personally. A Moogle would have sufficed. A Moogle, and trust that he won't tear open the package and show it to some random adventurer? No, this was far too important. If you two do not mind, the principal was about to tell us how to find the Orban Monastery. Would that I could. You don't know? Then what have we been doing here? Please, Lady Meadowruth. The Doral papers speak of the cataract situation on the river Zertrail, several leagues southeast of Rabanasta. There supposedly lies the monastery. Zertra is not a name you will find on any modern Damascan map. Rivers, however, especially one as large as Zeldra is established to be, are rare in a nation only more than half claimed by the sand. The river we seek can only be that which bisects Gilmore on the Galaxian border. And for that invaluable information, we owe thanks to our brothers Mughals. Their travels have made their veritable authorities on Dalmascan geography. Wait, but earlier you claimed you didn't know the monastery's whereabouts. I'm confused. Its location is not what concerns me, but perhaps the Mughals themselves should explain. Why, certainly, that verdant valley of vines and vipers to where we must voyage next is home to the Vieira, and there lies in our little problem. The one thing the Vieira do not suffer is trespassers, not even the lovable Mughals, Kupo. Our glamours kept us hidden long enough to see the jungles teeming with ruins, much like those we discovered in Leslie and Gorg. But the Vieira trackers eventually found us and took us before their elders. We barely escaped with our palms. Kupo. So that is why we're still here talking instead of bound for the border. There are Vieira who've spun the strict code of their tribes, abandoning their people to come and live in the cities of Dalmasca. Finding and recruiting one to our cause might provide us with insight into how to reach the Orban monastery ruins. Unfortunately, the nation's current turmoil has not made it easy to accomplish this task. We still require more time. Before boarding the shuttle here, was stopped by a Bonga on the docks. He asked me if I knew a Crest Alex Crosswell, and bid him I deliver a message. I told him he was welcome to accompany me to the Vista so he might deliver that message himself, but the man refused. Minako, I saw this device crafted to your exact specifications, but cannot guarantee that it will function as intended, seeing as I had an area subject to test it on. Of course, Master Sid, if any trouble is met, then most likely it is my design that is to blame. Damn, she's got it bad for Sid. Your confidence in my craftsmanship is flattering, but you sell yourself too short, my dear. Here's success. Good day. Speak with me to go. Damn, that was a long ass cutscene. Since that you're interested in the package Sid delivered, I have every intention to apprise you of its contents, but first I believe we should speak of Alma's condition. Do not find her illness all too timely. Genomus and Ramza would like to believe that her bouts of vertigo are not but a result of mind fatigue, but the answer is clear. It is the auracite that plagues her. Alma recently confided in me that she would hear her father speaking with Otis, well before even his first foray into Rabanasca. However, I do not think this is entirely true, which is not to imply Alma is trying to deceive us. Rather, I think she saw something that led her to believe her father was conversing with the Auracite. Moreover, I suspect it was the Auracite itself that granted her this vision. You call my hypothesis on a distinctly frequency NRR type harmonic vibration and their tendency to promote aetherial amplification. When I mentioned that despite being in the principal's possession for an extended period, Lotus expended none of the imprinting present in the Duma? No? The Otis has never resonated with Generomus. It has always been his wife's pendant, the Orsite chart, the vertigo that fueled his passion for Avalis. No, the Otis is bound to Alma's deepest desires, whatever those may be. Well, looks like Slash ain't joining us tonight. The only reason I can fathom that Alma has not fallen victim to the Orsite's grasp is that her desires are not as strong as those we have witnessed in Argrath and Bonagana. That and the aetherial interference caused by other nearby shards. I have explained all this to Alma and recommended that she destroy the necklace. Yet not only did she refuse, but she begged me to keep this revelation from her father. And so I did the only thing I could, devise a means which I might impede or at least lessen the effects of the Otius. Sorry, I need a tissue. There, I'm back. I got myself a tissue. This device, while still incomplete, will amplify the NR wavelengths emitted by the Virgo. This should work to interfere with those emitted by the Otis, thereby shielding Alma from the brunt of their effects. Effect. The city was all abuzz with the word of a bonga brig loitering around the airship landing. Do you think it could be someone we know, Kupo? Alright, well, let's go see what's up with that. Ship lift. Report to the bridge. That was not that. Exit to the shuttle. That's where I need to go. Apologies, Crestox, but I needed to speak with you, and you alone. Oh, don't mind me, Kupo. I will just be floating nearby here in perfect earshot. What makes you think I won't lay you low right here, right now? Because we're here to offer you a proposition, and that's what we need information on the Morg jungle, and thought a man as well traveled as you might be persuaded to provide some. Goldmore, you of all creatures should know that that is Vieira land. What are you offering then? Why the opportunity to tell us what you know? Genomics believes our next adventure lies beneath the jungle canopy. Kupo? I should have expected as much. Very well, Krastox. I came to ask if you would meet someone. Now it seems that someone may be able to assist Genomics as well. Seeing as you and the principal did right by us before, I do not see a reason why I cannot take both of you. Oh. Let me know when you are ready to depart for Ravanasta. We will travel on our airship. The Prima Vista would draw too much unwanted attention. Let's go. Back to life in the bigot tree. In the clouds, are we? Of course not. That didn't cross our minds. But when faced with the decision of what to do next, we simply we need to simply remember the dying words of our leader, Ginjuk Rinrock, and I decided to realize as Maskin Fulasirs. And the occupying Gullians actually said yes, Kupo? Not exactly. We're now with the resistance. Resistance! Resistance! You no doubt heard of the uprising in Dalmasca that has followed the Dominion liberation, and how it was crushed under the iron heel of the fourth. I think that's the Fourth Legion. Yeah, fourth. Why they went fourth with something referencing the 12th game, I have no idea. The resistance leaders were captured, tortured, and publicly executed. Yet, much to the Empire's chagrin, the gruesome display only served to further rally the survivors. And that's why you don't create a martyr. Remove one head and two grow back in its place. Remove two and then there are four. A person can die, but an idea will live on. Sounds like Templars. Now there exist several factions throughout Dalmasca. We belong to one known as Lens-Tiers. And when we told our commanding officer of our recent crossing with you and yours, she simply insisted that we introduce you. Montblanc. Me? I wasn't even supposed to be here, Kupo. Not you. Not you, Hairball. Him. Meet with the general and hear her proposal, Crest-Alex. If you are not interested, then we shall return you to Kugain unharmed. You have our... Kogyo got your tongue? Rubbing us dead ahead, lads. Such a glorious city. This way, we have many moms to cover before nightfall. I've done as asked. I bring you the Liberator. Here I thought he'd be taller. Fran! I knew it, Avira. I'm Fran, proud daughter of Dalmasca and General Lentz here. And yes, Moogle, I am Avira. Are you surprised? Oh yes, in fact I am. Her kind are all supposed to be living among the trees, having shunned contact with the outer world, Kupo. There are supposedly few who have left their homes, but I most certainly did not expect to see one here in this store. Indeed. This manga claims you seek Orabone. Does he speak true? Those ruins lie deep within Gulmore Jungle, place most sacred to my sisters. They would take great offense were you to defile it with your presence. What is more, Boanga tells me you travel with Garleans, openly aiding those who would see our nation burn. How can we place our trust in one who would do such? My blade has tasted the blood of too many Garleans to count. And then you know the Empire and its people are one and the same. When you slay an Imperial soldier, you are not slaying an individual, you are slaying the enemy. Your companions, Liberator, are the enemy, despite their supposed change of heart. You misunderstand. Kind Jeromus does not approve of the Emperor's warmongering. He wants to help Dalmasca and its province masses, Kupo. And what would a Mughal know of my people? Does your blood run Dalmascan red? We would cut you open and find out. Generals, there's no need for threats. You're right, Boggy. Then let us parlay. Parlay? Parlay. First, the resistance requires men and women from the Eorzea and Eastern Alliance to join us in ridding Dalmasca of its imperial invaders. Your past deeds have made you well known to the leaders of both. They will listen to you, or if not, they will listen to these scions which you claim allegiance. Second, the resistance requires gold to strengthen our forces from within. Your allies are in bed with the East Albernate Trading Company, which continues its dealings with Garlemald even as you raise swords against them, profiting from the Empire's rampant aggression. As targets of that aggression, I believe my people are entitled to a portion of those profits. Grant me these simple things, and I shall personally guide you to safely to the ruins of Orban. And what are the Lexingtales? See you to victory, and I'll take the Emperor himself. Those are my conditions. What say you? Promise me first my companions will see no harm. I will promise you nothing, but if it helps you sleep, then know I have never cut down a man who did not take arms against me and mine, be he Garlean or Eorzean. I'd say we'd have our work cut out for us, Kupo. Boggy, you and the full secret are to accompany the Liberator. I expect a detailed report on how my demands are received. Yes, General. Not that expecting them to be taken seriously. You are a fool to trust them, Princess. What an adventure, Kubo. Just think, by tomorrow we could all be the newest members of the Dalmascan Resistance. Not that I'm ready to give up my place on the Prima Vista just yet. Welcome to their jungle. Mont Blanc is eager to return to the Prima Vista and report on your findings. Hurry, hurry. If I don't tell someone of our adventure quick, I'll possibly burst, Kupo. Do you seek passage to the Prima Vista? Yes. This woman asks much of us. Viera have been very wary of outsiders. For centuries, their tribes have remained hidden in the jungle, content with their self-imposed solitude. Each tribe has its own strict code, and will met swift punishment to any who would defy these laws. As such, many of Viera will spend her entire life bound to the territories of her ancestor, both unwilling and unable to venture beyond its border. And please note, the Viera can now be a playable class. And we met other Vieras. And while the tribes are wholly independent, they have agreed to uphold a single standard: shun all contact with the outside world unless it's to protect the jungle. That said, with every generation, there are those Viera who long for a life beyond the Verde Sea of trees and abandon their tribe to start a new life in the Kingdom City. My guess is that this Fran is one such individual, who happens to be the only individual we know that can guide us to the monastery, Kupo. Seems Krestalk's sword arm won't be enough to see us through this predicament. He'll need to don the right mantle of a diplomat if we are to convince the Alliance is in the East Aldern Trading Company to grant us aid. What could go wrong? Heh, a lot. Yes, yes, I know you said not to call unless it was urgent, but this is urgent. All right, not exactly, but my superiors have come to a decision on your request, and though you might want to hear what they have to say. Oh, let me preempt any request for immediate discourse with a reminder that this information is much too sensitive to discuss over Linkfro. Meet at the Ruby Bazaar post haste, and I shall duly apprise you of their judgment. Well then, Crestox, what are we waiting for? Read about how you united the whole of yours under a single standard and convinced the Holy See to end a thousand-year conflict. Compared to that, asking for a few soldiers and a coffer or three of gil should be a piece of rotten barley cake. I suppose we should inform Bawagi down at Kura Landing of our progress. You mentioned he was to keep an eye on us. Jeez, I want to give my voice a break. Back to Kugan. So you've an answer from East Alderney already impressive. It would seem the Lady Fran has underestimated your influence among the realm's players. I assume you have no objection to me joining you then? All right, talk to the gate guard. Let's do this. So Ruby Bazaar. Hancock Waste is in the bazaar. Shall we, Crest Alex? Enter the Ruby Bazaar. A lovely lady in a bunker. I was expecting you would be alone, Crest Alex. Excuse my manners. I am Hancock, representative of the East Alderney Trading Company assigned to oversee her assets here in Kugain. It is a pleasure to meet you. And I'm Yurgiri. We apologize for making you come all this way. Not that it's far from the landing to Ahem. Boggy, was it? I serve Lord Hayan, rightful ruler of Doma. I've come bearing our nation's reply to your entreaty. I am Taru with the Science of the Civil Seventh Dawn. I'm here only here seeing as no one else could be bothered. Well, that and to bear a message from the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance. Thank you both for coming. I am Boaki, formerly of the Dalmascan Royal Flusir. I now claim allegiance to Lens Tears, a resistance group seeking to accomplish what you have at Dome Alamingo. What tidings have you brought us? Man, this doesn't sound good. Let me to begin with, then, while the East Alderney Trading Company sympathizes with your plight, we are not in a position to grant you the funding you seek. In fact, he can say that with a smile on his face. As you are aware, the East Alderney Trading Company prides itself in neutrality, be it in matters political or personal. And what of our relationship with the Eorzean Alliance? Ah, yes, well, I meant to say here in Hinagashi, the East Alderney Trading Company prides itself on its neutrality in the matters of political or misunderstand our position. Simply supplying coin to any one group would make it appear we are somehow favor that group over another. Seeing as we conduct business openly and fairly with everyone, doing such would be sending the wrong message and ultimately harm profits. Yes? And by selling to both sides, you maximize profits while good men and women perish. How convenient. We are business, milady. We do what we must to survive. That does not mean, however, we are blind to the needs of our customers or our allies, which is why we support the Elorzian Alliance and their noble efforts to safeguard the realm's freedom through a mutually beneficial arrangement. If it were my choice, I would provide your little resistance with all the funding it needs. But as my good friend Crest Alex knows all too well, it is not my choice. Well, now that Hancock's thoroughly lowered your spirits, you won't be as crestfallen when I inform you. The Yorzian Alliance will also be unable to provide assistance. Rip. And let me guess, you did everything in your power to try and convince the leaders of each city-state, only to watch as they politely declined our proposal, claiming an unforeseen lack of intelligence or resources. Wait, how did you? Lord Hien sends his greetings to you and yours. Having recently found strength through a newly formed alliance with our neighboring nations, Doma is open to further welcoming like-minded organization. This includes our Dalmascan brothers and sisters still suffering imperial yoke. However, word has it that the latest attempt at reclaiming your kingdom ended in failure, resulting in the loss of countless lives, including many of the resistance leaders. You are not mistaken. Our army is not what it once was. Those remaining have been forced to take refuge deep beneath the streets of Rabanasta. The Fourth Legion has already defeated you once. Lacking unity and leadership, the current resistance will not survive another tilt against the Empire's disciplined ranks. If Doma is to join hands with Dalmasca as an ally, you must first prove to us that you will stand as one. Doma as a full-fledged ally would serve far better to strengthen our cause than a few temporary soldiers. Yet, even if we were able to wrestle Dalmasca from the Empire's grasp without the unity among your people, the resulting chaos would prove even more perilous to the kingdom. You understand much of our situation. And based on that understanding, you would refuse your aid to Lent's tears, am I correct? Do not mistake me. Lord Hien's refusal is but a message to help you plan your next step. You have a wise master. He understands that without proper planning, driving one's enemy from your midst simply creates room for the next. Lady Fran will no doubt be pleased to hear that your request was exactly what she expected. Ha! He knew what was coming. You knew this whole time that your demands would be rejected, yet you still let this farce play out? You have my apologies, but this was all necessary to prove an important point to our leader. Hm. Exactly as planned. Lady Fran needed to show the princess just exactly what she was getting herself into, and your honesty today will serve us better than any hollow promise. Thank you. Wait, what about the Glomar jungle? Can you believe this? We're right back to where we started. Principal Genomus will not be pleased. Proceed to the airship landing. Shuttle pilot. Do you seek passage to the Prima Vista? Enter the tiring room. Now, straight into a cutscene. It is you say, then is most unfortunate, but I suppose we did everything in our power. That is all one could ask. But I still do not understand. Why would Lady Fran send Crestox on this wild Pasea chase if she knew from the start it would be for naught? Buggy mentioned something about Fran proving a point to their leader, whoever that may be. People in positions of power can prove both naive and stubborn creatures. Simply telling a leader that she is wrong may not convince her of the fact. Seeing one's own plans fail, however, is oft the best medicine. Naive and stubborn, then the resistance is doomed. Person is posing as Fran is taking orders from her. The chances are this leader is even worse, Kupo. I would not be so certain, Montblanc. My guess that the individual in question is still quite young and inexperienced, and that Lady Fran is trying to teach her to be the leader through example. By allowing her to make her own mistakes, Fran is granting her the ability to learn and grow from them, an experience that is ultimately benefit her when the time comes to make some serious decision, truly serious decisions. However, I seem to recall that reading one of the many faces of the resistance before the recent clone was a young girl of royal blood. You suppose you may cease through your baseless presumptions, defector. The door was open. You would be. I would be here on orders from the leader of Lent's Tears, against my better judgment, mind you. Greetings, Lady Fran. I presume I am Genomus Sen Luxentale, principal of the Majestic Theater Company. You and your colleagues are most welcome in the Prima Vista. What is it your leader would have of us? Well, you failed in meeting every single of our demands. She recognizes that you were sincere in your attempt to see them fulfilled, and for that effort you are to be compensated. That is most generous. The runes which you seek are hidden behind a waterfall here, point roughly equidistant from the river's source and its delta. Give our thanks, Lady Fran. We will not forget this kindness. Father, I shall plot a course immediately. So what is going on here? Oh, you should be in bed. I've slept another, brother. Tell me, who are our guests? Appears you once again prepare to leap into danger's maw. Keep your wits about you, Crest Alex. Lady Fran is strong, but then again, so was Banagama. If you'll excuse me. You mad? A trip to the surface in your condition? Yeah. Listen to me, brother. The High Seraph beckons. She speaks to me through Orpheus. But what? There's no need to worry. Miko and I have already devised a plan. I can help clear our family name. The Charlians have no say in this. I am your father, and I insist you remain here on the airship. What did your mother say if I allowed aught to befall you? Mother, that is what all this is about, isn't it? That's what it's always been about. You care not about Avalos or the Oron name. No, you only seek to use the Odyssey to bring Mother back. But you haven't been able to do that. You still do not understand how exactly it is that the shards translate one's desire into reality. That's where I can help. I can ask the High Seraph. It is she who created the outer sight. Ultima has bid me to come to her place of imprisonment. If we free her, she will reveal unto us the secret of her creations. Hear what you're saying, Alma. Even if there was the slightest chance of bringing Mother back, we cannot risk your life in doing so. Your brother is right. We have sacrificed too much already. I cannot bear the thought of losing you, either of you. It is too late. Shit. I'm so lonely, father. Why must you love Ramza more than you do me? Do not be convinced by your daughter's words, for they're not even her own. Well, shit. Help me, Ram. Alma. Shit. No, no. God's friend. I told you, no one can control the power within those shards. No one. Grassox here, take this. It might be the only thing that can save Alma, but we must hurry to the monastery. Can we leave for the Gulmar jungle now? I have your permission to depart, Crestox. Everyone, we tear here at my sister sheet. Of course, Ramza. Then hold on. I'll set engines to full speed. Nah, that's really full speed. Land of my people. Would be a poor lie if I said I did not miss it. Alma. Help me. Nope, he got her this time. Alma. Damn that catch. Be gone. Oh, Ramza. A lot of the invokers. Fill the ancient covenant and grant unto me the vessel promised. Oh, shit. Save the sister only for the brother. What just? Buggy to me. The girl's not well. Might we suggest we continue this back at the Rio Vista, Kupo? Have you the courage to face true evil? What are you gawking at? The ship is this way, Kupo. Now Ramza's gone. Oh dearest Tia, what have I done? What have I done? The city of Lost Angels. We need to do something, but what recourse is left to us? The only means we've had of protecting ourselves could not even prevent my son from. I'm sorry, Jeromus. My design was flawed. Not necessarily, Charlian. We saw how it succeeded in drawing Alma back from the rift and shattering the OTS. The loss of the boy is not yours to bear. Our focus here should not be on our failure, but what we've learned from them. The being beyond the rift, it spoke before claiming Ramza. Referred to you as the blood of the invokers. Could it be your ancestor are responsible for Ultima's summoning? Most certainly not. I have discovered no such interference anywhere in the Doral papers. Besides, Tales of the High Ser existed far beyond even the earliest of Epsilon's legends. Ah, Jesus. Then who exactly did summon Ultima, and why does she think of them as your kin? Uh, my best bet is an Askian. Look, I have a bad feeling about this, Kupo. Looks like the Echo. Ramza dead. You lie about as well as you carry yourself in battle, Orin. I did not say he was dead, my lord. Delia admitted that he had abandoned his mortal vessel, entrusting his etherical soul to the Oracite. But why would he do such a thing? Peace has finally come to Avalis. There's not to be had from further sacrifice. The kingdom is won, then this victory is as much his as it is mine. He risked his life and limb to shield me from the dark that would have seen me perish. Without him, I would not be standing here before you. It is my duty as both king and colleague to see him saved. Knights to me, we ride for Oberon. My lord, wait. Abel Gabos, first of the Zodiac Braves, was not the hero the church would have you believe. He betrayed Mother Hydaelyn for the promise of coin and power, summoning forth a terrible evil from the depths of the celestial abyss. It was believed only one of the lands chosen, only a warrior of light, might stand against this threat. Yet, while victorious in battle, Ramza was unable to see the darkness vanquish. If failure was all that awaited our warrior of light, then what chance do you presume any other might stand? Are you saying I should do nothing then? No, my lord Ramza. No, my lord, Ramza is my brother's final wish before he surrendered to the Aether was his name be struck from the annals of history. This is not like Final Fantasy Tactics. Alma, you're unhurt, but I was led to believe that none other than Orion returned from Orbani. What is this if you speak of your brother's wishes? When it became apparent that we were powerless to truly defeat the High Seraph, we chose the only path left to us to do what Hydaelyn herself did countless centuries past, imprison Ultima. You are aware, my lord, a prison is only as strong as the seal on its gates. Ramses sacrificed his body to ensure that the angel of blood would never again walk the land, and he believed that if people knew of this sacrifice, it would only inspire them to seek out the holy stones and repeat the mistake of those who come before. If you truly avouch yourself his friend, then you will honor this, his final plea. No, Ramses should not be forgotten. He should be raised as a hero for his deeds, claim his rightful place at my side. Only He might be my knight gallant. He is gone, my lord. Damn. Before Ramza was your friend, before he was my brother, he was a warrior of light. He did what he did for Heidelin, and for those who would one day to heed the crystal's call. Claim the throne, my friend. Become the ruler of Alvis and restore peace to this war-torn realm once and for all. Wait, Ramza, don't leave me. Please, I beg you. Beg of you. You'll make a fine and just king, Dilita. See you do not stray from that path. Ramza. The stones in these two necklaces. You are certain they will guide the heroes of the new era to Ramza? 'Tis what Ramza wished, my lord. Ron, I do not believe I can bear another farewell this day. Will you not reconsider my offer to remain as a member of my court? 'Tis but a matter of time before the cardinal and his temple knights grow wise to my past. I would not have my presence here implicate you as well. Rouse beseeched me to strike his name from history, but like you, my lord, I could not bear the thought of future generations blind to the truth. As such, I penned this chronicles of the heroes' journeys. I fear the world, however, is not yet ready for the gospel contained within these pages, nor would the church ever allow its circulation. In fact, I believe they will confiscate every existing copy and lock them away in their library. And what better way for the words to remain forever preserved than in one of the most highly guarded vaults in all the realm? But in one day, when the church has fallen out of favor, the chronicle will be discovered and truth shall prevail. I must admit, your plan is intriguing, Orion, but once the church learns it was you who penned the chronicle, your life. This is completely new. Best Alex, 'tis the echo, wasn't it? Removal of Ram's name from the history books, the dry papers, the pennants, it was all set in motion by Orion himself. The Liberator's visions are to be taken as fact. It appears we now know what the High Seraph meant by blood of my invoker. She was not speaking of ancestors in the sense of an actual kin, but the line of those chosen by Heidelin to serve as a warrior of light. Then why abduct Ramza or even Alma unless there's something you haven't been telling us? She was using us to lure Crest Alex. It is his vessel the High Seraph desires. Marlins, Teats, Alma, how long have you been awake? I've been a fool. I told our leader that it didn't matter if our request for aid was refused, for I had an alternate ploy. General. It is alright, Bog. My intention was to claim one of these R sites in the name of the Resistance and use its power to lay waste to the Garlean occupants. Only now do I realize how flawed my ambitions were. And this whole time you were playing us for fools. Why didn't we see it earlier? Never trust a woman with ears longer than mine, I always say. You have every right to be angry, and I apologize for misleading you. But believe me, I no longer have any desire to deceive you and yours. I shall see you to the Obani Monastery, and ask not for return, but that you let me join you in your rescue of Ramza. Do not misunderstand me. I do not do this for any one of you. I do it for my people in both Gulmore and Rabanasta, people who may die if this High Seraph is allowed to return to power. Jeez. Quest accepted. Oh, now the monastery is unlocked, which means now we have the third and final alliance rated in the Rabanasta series, which we're not going to do. Not right now. Instead, let us return. We'll go see what Melia and Mosh have for us. Aethernet. Ethernet. I was tempted to see if I could do one more PvP bout for the night, but nah. Still selling. See if we can lower the price of what she's got. Nope. Now, sir. And what about you, Mosh? You not? You can lower that to 800. Yeah, let's do 250. We'll do this one as 150. 200. The wave sold fount. Let's do 800. 80. Okay. And you know what? For the last couple of minutes, we're just gonna do this. Yeah. Yeah. I sell that. I don't need any more. Won't ever need that. Don't care if it's a bow. Oh, that's a spear. I should keep that. Don't need dancer though. Yeah, that's just spear. No more needed. Nope. Don't need you either. You can go bye-bye. Yeah, we're a long way from needing that. Don't need you. Yeah, get rid of you. Don't think I need you. You. Yeah. And you know what? I'm gonna call it here for now. So I hope you enjoyed our show. Share, favorite, spread it around. If you know others be entertained by my show, send it my way. I'll happily entertain you all. Also, don't forget to subscribe. It can only help out the channel. If you're wondering what that benefit for subscribing is, feel free to ask. I'll be happy to share. Until next time, this is the Night Show offline.